It has been a long couple of days, my friends, and I'm here to tell you all about it. I'm Caroline, sharing my lived experience, life experience, and golden nuggets I've picked up along the way with you. Just being me. So welcome. The last 2 days, I have been riding the freaking waves of all the emotions. I have cried probably more in the past 2 days than I have in the past couple of months combined. Maybe the past year combined, which I see as a very good thing because I'm allowing myself to feel, and it's been very confusing at times. And then I remember just to surrender to it. And guess what? Those feelings, they don't last forever, thank goodness. But while they are here, they're telling me lots of cool things. And as someone who, to a fault, you could say, chases self-development, yes, it has taken me so far. And then I feel it's kind of become an obsessive thing where I'm always trying to get better, fix something, get stronger, transmute a fear, overcome a scarcity about something. And the past couple of months, I have been in a self-fulfilling prophecy of fixing myself when there's really nothing to fix. So I find something or create something that is an issue, and I have a really smart brain, very self-aware, and I can manipulate myself really well. And I can manipulate my external environment just as well. And all this to say is I have spent the last 2 days surrendering and just trying to be just raw me, not needing to do anything, not needing to show up for anything, just being and feeling. And it's hard. That's much harder for me because it's new than chasing, showing up, proving, getting all the things done every single day, or making something for somebody, or working up the wazoo. So to say, in the last 2 days of stillness, being me, a lot has come up in the in-betweens, and a lot of really insane things that I'm gonna try to put into words. Something I have been leaning into this year is fear, because I understand fear in my life right now as something to chase in a way. Because if it scares me, that means it's new and it's different. However, fear also can keep me and a lot of other people stuck because we avoid the things that bring us fear. So those are two separate thoughts. So in me leaning into fear this year, I have moved with fear through some things. And at first, I would try to push the fear down, try to change my perspective of the fear so it wasn't actually a fear. Just like how I said, I'm leaning into fear because it shows that I'm doing something different or new. And instead of trying to change anything, because I can't do that. I can't change my feelings. They're there to tell me something. My emotions are there to tell me something. Yes, I can recognize them and transmute them into something, but I first have to give them the space to be. And when I continue to stuff them down or try to tell them there's something different, that's just me doing what I was doing before, which is avoiding, numbing, running away, lying to myself, denying myself. And I came to the realization yesterday that the fear already is love, because all of the fears that I have in my life that I've collected from experiences, from being let down, from being hurt, whatever the situation is, all those fears are doing is trying to keep me safe. And isn't that a huge endearment of love? So instead of trying to avoid these fears, deny these fears, overcome these fears, push through these fears, can I thank the fears? And that's what I've been doing today. I have been feeling a lot of fears, and I feel them as love, because that's what they are. All your fears about relationships, about opening up to others, about just like seeing yourself, getting rid of this control tactic on yourself, giving up. Let's say, for example, when I was coming off of my show from bodybuilding, I tracked everything. My steps, my food, my water, my sleep, my workouts. Everything is very to a T. And then moving out of that, fear arises in me right now when I'm not tracking my food, when I'm aware of my steps and my sleep and want to make sure I'm being efficient, like wearing a Whoop, but there isn't a marker of, I'm not trying to reach a marker. I'm just being aware listening intuitively, and letting my body guide me. And that's scary. That's brought up a lot of fear in me. And I've been trying to avoid the fear or see the fear as something different. In the past couple of days, I've just embraced the fear, thanked the fear, because it's trying to keep me safe. Because I was so in a box before to get to a goal, to do a thing. And now that I'm not there, of course fear is gonna come up, because I had labeled something as good or bad. I had labeled something as uncomfortable or comfortable. And as human beings, our animal brain, goal is survival, seek pleasure, avoid pain. That is how the human brain works. And that is actually a magnificent thing, because in avoiding pain, the fears, the anxieties, the worries, that's love from you for you. And we have been conditioned or taught, at least I had this picture in my mind, that I needed to live without those things to be a successful, loving individual. But now I don't even want to get rid of them. If we didn't have the internal signal of anxiety, how would we know when we're not acting in alignment with ourselves? How would we know when somebody's crossing a boundary that makes us uncomfortable? How would we know we cared about something? It's not a bad thing. It's literally everything is just love. And it's kind of blowing my mind. Even the times that I thought I abandoned myself because I got into an abusive relationship or someone took advantage of me and these terrible things, that was still me trying to meet a need. Yes, it was not effective because I was searching outside of me, but even those were acts of love. And thank goodness they happened so that I could return to myself at the end of the day, today, and thank myself for doing those things. They didn't work, but I was still searching for the same thing externally as I was internally. This is going in all different sorts of directions. And it's just blowing my mind how easy it is for me to turn things around in my mind, try to make a journey out of it. Someone even told me yesterday that I just need to shut the fuck up and listen. And that's what I've been doing. And it's been freaking fantastic. Because yes, there's pain and there's uncomfortability, and a lot of my fears are coming to the surface, but I'm just sending them so much freaking love. So if you're watching this and you have followed this conversation at all, I invite you to invite your fears to the surface, because they're in there. They don't go away. We stuff them in. They cause disease and then they fester. So invite them to the surface, and I challenge you to see it as love, because that's you just trying to keep you safe based upon your past experiences. And you get to choose how you show up moving forward. So yes, you may get in that same situation, that fear will be needed. Or maybe you'll choose differently and you can say, thank you, fear, for loving me. This is different and I'm choosing different. Everything's telling us amazing things. And the advice I got yesterday to just shut up and listen, stop trying to maneuver my way around everything, has seriously blown my mind. So if that's resonating, shut up and listen. Best. And everything just is love at the end of the day. At the beginning of this conversation, I was talking about my self-fulfilling prophecy of needing to heal. That's still me, yes, acting out of love for myself because I want to feel whole, but I am whole. And the fears driving that is the love that I have for myself of wanting to be whole. But then I manipulate myself into thinking that I'm not already there, so I need to find something to do because I think I'm cool and mighty and need to do all these things. No, bro, you're fine. Just be yourself, because that is enough. What is enough anyway? It's a freaking made up word, just like everything else. There is no enough. If you're here, you're here. You are love, you are loved, you are whole when you decide to be. And that is something that I've been learning over and over again, I feel like these past couple of weeks. But just like a freaking muscle we gotta work out at the gym, I gotta work out the muscle of just being me. Shutting the fuck up and listening. So give your fears some love tonight. See that they are just pure love. Have a rock solid day, my friends, and I'll see you soon.